So this morning I'm taking you with me, and look who I see along the way. Mr. Oakley. He is very close to going to bed. He usually goes to bed about 9 or 10. So by the time I cook my meal, he's already in bed, as you'll see at the end of the video. Alright guys, so for this week's one pot meal, I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm just going to make basically a kicked up macaroni and cheese with beef, vegetables, with beef and vegetables and seasonings, and that's it.
Alright, there's my pot of water. I'm going to bring that to a boil and add about 1 pound of pasta noodles, elbow pasta macaroni from Aldi's. I get everything at Aldi's, most everything. So I season my pasta water with salt so that it has the same or close to the same salinity as the ocean, as Emeril Lagasse, not Emeril Lagasse, but Mario Batali suggests that you make your water as salty as the ocean in order for the pasta to be seasoned enough. That's probably enough salt. And those are vegetables that I blanched, and I'll be putting that into my pasta water along with the pasta because they both cook about the same time. 7 to 8 minutes. In 7 to 8 minutes the pasta's done and the vegetables are perfectly al dente. And that's what I like. So that is broccoli and cabbage, and I am also adding onion. So it's going to be beef, onion, cabbage, broccoli, pasta, cheese, and seasonings. And so I season the beef with salt, pepper, and a generous amount of garlic, because that's the way I like it. Hard to do with one hand, I'm telling you. Add the onion, and I'll season the onion with salt and pepper. Water is ready for the pasta addition. I'm going to do half because this is 2 pounds, and I'm only going to do a pound, because I'm only doing about a pound of meat, and that's the perfect ratio for me. So I got to stir that immediately. So once I have stirred it vigorously, making sure that all the pasta is not going to stick, once it comes up to a boil again, I turn the heat off, and then I'll cover it and just let it do its thing, and I'll check on it every couple of minutes and stir it to make sure that everything is not sticking. And at this point, this is when I'm going to add my vegetables. That is how much broccoli and cabbage that I'm adding to this dish. Once that comes up to a boil like that, after I've added the frozen vegetables, I put the lid on and turn the fire off. And I'll stir it a couple more times during the next few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the beef, if I can ever get this thing to zoom. Texas gunpowder, pure chipotle powder. This stuff is very potent. It just takes a little bit for me, otherwise it's overpowered. So at this point, I'm just breaking up the meat into little pieces, bite size, using the spatula. Pasta is still cooking, fire is still turned off, and you can see it's still simmering. So at this point, the meat, onions, and garlic are done, so the heat is off as well for that. And I'm going to drain, at this point, the pasta and vegetables because they are done as well. Okay, so there's the drained pasta and vegetables. I'm going to cut those vegetables up a little bit so that they have, into bite-sized pieces. I'm going to add the meat. I'm going to add the cheese and some red pepper flakes and some more black pepper, and that's pretty much it. And I always use about half of that. So I'll cut it up into cubes, add it to the hot food, and it melts beautifully. So I'm just cubing this up into sections, and I will cut these into smaller pieces so that they melt quickly. I'm going to take the cubed pieces of cheese, put it on the pasta, add the meat, add the meat to the cheese, and at this point I will add the red pepper flakes to taste. Let's get that to focus here. About like yay. I don't want it too hot. I also want to say that I intentionally leave some of the pasta water so that it adds to the flavor as well as it gives the cheese. It helps the cheese. It creates like a sauce with the cheese. And as you can see, it gets very thick, ooey and gooey and delicious. Absolutely delectable. I'm going to put some black cracked pepper on that, and it's done. And that is the finished product. Please like and subscribe if you like this, and come back for more. And that is the dish. And yes, I always clean up after myself. I'm going to put that in the fridge and eat my food. Alright, so let's go to my house. I've got my food coming with me. cat is already in bed. He typically goes to bed about 9 or 10 in the morning. I keep that barn door shut when I'm in here. There's my setup. AC. Of course, gotta have AC this time of year. So I'll put that there on that, and I'll come in here and sit down. Now that I'm in the van, I'm gonna watch Anthony, a really great guy, and I'm gonna eat my wonderful dish. Have a good day, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.